Bust out. It's Friday. What? Woo! Hey. There you go, baby. Perfect. It's Friday. What? Woo! Hey.
Wow. You have got the moves.
Oh, somebody went back in the old files. Somebody's been YouTubing.
That was hot. That was fantastic. Rob, you always said you couldn't dance. You
Look,
can dance.
That was the overnight show at another phase of my career, right? Where it was anything went. As that
Those
clip
were
proved.
killer moves.
Oh man, a little Michael Jackson impersonation. Yeah, that was great. Well
Oh
done.
my gosh.
That's deep in the archives.
That was. Our
Well
producers
done.
were busy. They missed you so much. I missed you so much. We all missed you so much. Welcome
Thank
back.
you guys. No, it's good to be back. It's still a slow re-entry. It's 6 weeks off. We had our second son back in January, and on top of that, bought a house and all kinds of stuff. So we've been crazy busy, but it was nice to have time off. Thank you, Scripps. Not everybody gets time off like that when they have a baby, so I appreciate that. And now back with you guys and back in the grind. So feels good to be back. And hello to Jen, Gabe, and
your beautiful
5-week-old
Jen.
baby Miles.
Your gorgeous boys. Yes. Okay, so we need a Miles update and a Gaby update. So baby Miles just born.
January
How is he?
19th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Almost just under 8 pounds, and so there he is.
Look at this
There we
gorgeous
are.
picture.
Oh, look at that little guy. He was about maybe 3.5 weeks old when we took those pictures. So he's there, yeah. And my wife
Breathtaking.
is not a big social media fan. She's like, well, don't show too much of his face. I was like, okay, but
my
but I was
gosh,
like, I
look
love
at
some of those
that.
pictures. This little guy, you forget.
Nose to nose.
You forget how little they are and all that. It's really really sweet. So good to be back and dad of 2.
Yes.
Here we go.
Gaby's now a big brother.
Loves it. Protective and affectionate and doing really well. So for
Amazing.
now.
Oh, well,
Yes,
baby Miles.
But if you smell breast milk or diapers, that's me. That's
We
me.
won't get mad at you. We
No,
missed
thank you. Missed y'all too.
Oh, well, and
Yes.
thank you for being with us on this Monday. We're going to start the week off right with our Rob Nelson back on the couch.
Indeed.
And those top of the feed stories, huh?
That's right. Well, in case you got a case of the Mondays, which we all do, we start with some good news stories from the top of our feed, which we like to do here on Focus. So away we go. We start with a man who is best known for fighting food and can now add serving food to the list of what makes him cool.
Okay, this guy's amazing. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters went to a homeless shelter last week to help serve during the historic snowstorm they had in California. And he brought his own smoker and his own meat to cook and barbecue for those people who need help. TMZ is reporting that Grohl spent 16 hours at the shelter, serving more than 500 meals. What a guy.
See, most people, famous, money, they'll write the check. Here you go, good luck. But to go out there, not for a half hour, not for just a photo for social media, but 16 hours and cook and do all that, that's actual commitment. That's not a photo op.
Yes.
He believes in it. He really committed himself to it. That's admirable.
Most definitely. My understanding is he has a reputation of being very, very charitable. Some years ago, went to the Autism Speaks Gala in LA, and he performed there acoustically and brought his daughter up at one point. She's phenomenal too.
I didn't know that.
It was really great, and the buzz around everybody at the gala was just like, he's such a good guy, and this is what he likes to do. He likes to be very involved in his community where he lives and help out when he can. So, Dave Grohl, we love you even more, man.
To whom much is given, much is expected. He's living, breathing proof of that. So,
Yes.
good guy and fantastic musician.
Oh, yes, that's you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now we want to get to one of those stories that you might have missed over the weekend, but this is a name you have to know.
Indeed. Jordan Stolz, and at just 18 over the weekend, he became the youngest person to ever win an individual gold medal at the World Speed Skating Championships. Not only that, he won 3 of them. 3. He learned to skate by practicing on the lake behind his home in the state of Wisconsin. Wow, he's come a long way from that lake. Look at that. They're a long way. Look at them. If you stick with it and you love it, you get to that level.
Look what you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, to that point, everybody starts somewhere, right?
Yes.
And not everybody's blessed, with a, big, fancy rink like that. We saw that, but he got there through that persistence, and I can't imagine how many hours of practice he spent.
Listen, I can't even roller skate, so props to you, man.
But you can
True story.
dance.
Yeah.
You can dance,
Yes.
as we found out.
After 12 cups of coffee, yeah.
We're going to be having you moonwalk in here on the Focus set pretty soon. Stand by.
Indeed, yeah, next week. Well, of course, as we all know, every single child out there is special, each endowed with a unique ability to remain relentlessly positive even in the most difficult of circumstances.
Yes, and that optimism is fostered by special teachers like the one you're about to meet from a school in Tennessee. And her students are now following her lead and rewriting the definition of inspiring. Olivia Michael has the story.
You have multiples that you can jump.
It's station day in Mrs. Cato's classroom.
It's good for them, though. It works their brain muscles.
These ordinary activities serve an extraordinary purpose.
It's a sensory, they need the sensory. That's one thing with special needs students is they really need that sensory time. I have autism in here. I have learners, just delayed learners. And I have a traumatic brain injury student that's in here.
Each student with their own unique needs, but Cato's goal is the same for all of them.
They need to be independent and they can be sovereign citizens when they get older, because you don't want these kids to be out in the world and mama taking care of them all day.
Now a new activity turned these students
For lunch, we had pizza. It was a good day.
into authors.
And that is your handwriting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And so I wanted them to feel special. And publishing this book, I mean, it was a lot of hard work.
At the beginning, I didn't know how to write, but now I do know how to write.
Students were tasked with writing and illustrating their favorite classroom memories.
We had cooking, so far was homemade pizza.
Cato admits it's a tough job, but one that's desperately needed. There's a shortage of special education teachers across the country. Currently, Wilson County has about 15 job openings.
It is a joy to work with these kids. I hope more people sign up and go to school to do this because it is very rewarding.
Cato knows she's just a small chapter in her students' life.
These kids deserve every right, just like a general education class. They deserve it. They need to learn life skills that will help them when they get older.
But it's a chapter she hopes will shape the rest of their stories.
Wow.
Listen, teaching is a tough profession for a lot of reasons, but when you throw in the special education dynamic, those people walk on a different place than the rest of us because the level of patience and compassion you have to have to do that very, very specific and critical kind of teaching, that's just another level.
You're right, Rob. And we're so grateful for those teachers who do sign up for that job that is very tough to do, probably very thankless on many days. It's very hard. And here, what really impressed me so much was how thankful she is to be doing that job and seeing how these students give to her and she feels fulfilled. So what a beautiful thing. I'm sure their families are so grateful for her and it's reciprocal. She's grateful right back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Love that story.
Well, time, friends, now to get the popcorn ready. We want to bring you a few quick stories that are just fun to know. And since we were talking about books with that last story, we begin with a fun booked fact for you. The oldest book ever written, thought to be the Epic of Gilgamesh in 2100 BC.
My favorite. Since then, it's thought there have been more than 130 million books published. Wow. And while it's hard to come up with an exact number, of course, that seems to be where the experts have settled. 130 million books. The longest of those 130 million, well, that honor goes to Remembrance of Things Past. And Marcel Proust wrote the 9.6 million character book back in 1912. It warns the reader that escaping to the past will not help you escape the conditions of the present. Took you that long to say that? I mean, I get that. But yeah, that's great. But good for him. Long book. Well, from the longest book to the most expensive.
Yes, Leonardo da Vinci is the author of the Codex Leicester, which was bought in 1994 for $30.8 million. So what is it, you might ask? Well, it is his science diary. Any guesses out there for who bought it? Think fast.
Rich man. Think. No, not Bezos, not Buffett, Mr. Bill Gates. Must be nice. Should have founded Microsoft.
Yeah, right.
What was I thinking?
No.
We'll stay with this coming up after the break. The special award a pup is receiving for the work he does.
The human-canine bond is so special. Not everybody can do this, and not every dog can do this. But Cooper can. We know we're helping people.
Say hello to Dash and Luda. They are Greater Swiss Mountain Dogs, living their best life in Phoenix. Luda is 9 and her new brother is just 12 weeks old. And these dogs are famous for having a really dense coat of fur with striking black, red, and white markings. Oh, those smiles.
You said Luda. I was like, oh, we're going to do a little hip-hop.
Luda, yeah, not that Luda.
No,
not Atlanta's Luda, but we want him on the show.
Different Luda.
Yeah.
Move, dog, get out the way. All right. Well, clearly we're animal lovers here on Afternoon Focus, and if you love dogs, you know all about their ability to brighten your day. I'm sitting next to an adamant dog lover.
I do love dogs, yes, and all animals, really. And, you know, one man and his pup have really become a powerful duo, and their work is now being honored. Forrest Sanders is in Franklin, Tennessee, with their story.
Get in. Come on, sit down. You know the drill.
He's always been a dog person. But Andy Garmezy knew there was something different about his 8th golden retriever, Cooper. He and wife Pat both felt it.
I believe he was special from the very beginning.
Cooper has never met a person he doesn't like. He's intuitive, and we've never had a dog like that.
Living a good life on this Franklin farm was such a great companion. Andy had a thought.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And
Say that.
I'm at the point in my life where it's time to give back.
He began taking Cooper to Vanderbilt to visit people going through treatments and the staff. Then Cooper became part of the National Crisis Response Canines. Just over a year ago, they were requested to go to areas of Kentucky after a devastating tornado.
We went into neighborhoods that were destroyed. We asked the mental health personnel where did they need us.
Then came the school shooting in Texas.
Uvalde was really tough. It was the toughest deployment that Cooper and I have been on.
There, Cooper and Andy brought notes to the children, written by the people on their flight over.
It's the moments like that that touch the heart.
For all this work over the last few years, the Tennessee Veterinary Medical Foundation has just inducted Cooper into their Tennessee Animal Hall of Fame. Oh, hey Cooper.
Pat insisted that Cooper go to a dog beauty salon and get ready for the banquet. I am not going to let him become a diva.
And the dog's good work could continue.
Come on out.
Cooper's got a whole family, including sons Huck and Elvis.
Sing it, Elvis. That was close. Huck is already a certified pet therapy canine. The human-canine bond is so special. Not everybody can do this, and not every dog can do this. But Cooper can. We know we're helping people.
Oh, it's amazing. What is it about the human-canine connection? This is your topic.
I think it's a feeling that they give you. I think it's a feeling that animals can give humans that humans don't necessarily give other humans. I think it's different. I think both can give love, both can give affection, both can give comfort, but it comes in a different kind of way with an animal. There's almost like a stillness, a peacefulness, just something in how they look at you, how they may lay close to you. And I think it's just that's so desperately needed when someone goes through a trauma like, Cooper does, when he goes to these crisis locations.
Right.
Or
like a tornado.
we've talked a lot. Yeah, I mean, other kind of the courtroom canine advocates that, I serve on their board for, that I talk about a lot on this show and on Court TV. It's just something that they have the ability to kind of sense things that I think people sometimes can miss.
That's
so
fascinating.
That's sort of valuable.
They've studied it. People who have pets can lower blood pressure. Talk about the
Yes,
calming influence.
that's a good point.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We need a pet here on the couch, Rob. We do. Gonna lobby for that in our next contract go around. We're getting a pet on the couch.
We'll negotiate.
Oh, well, stay with us. We got more inspiring stories for you still ahead, including a man who's using some really groundbreaking technology to help him deal with a disorder. Thanks for staying with us. So experts say that there are over 1 million people in the United States who are living with Parkinson's disease.
And for those folks, everyday tasks can sometimes seem almost impossible. But Lindsay Thies now shows us new technology that is making a big, big difference.
We have endless debates about the width of the spaghetti.
John and Martha Pistacchi are on their 54th year of marriage. Their love is sweet. They live in the present moment. Their motto, if not today, when?
Like, how can you be with someone that long? But it seems like it's 2 years ago. It's crazy. Probably the kindest, sweetest man that ever walked the face of the earth.
Walking, it would turn out, would become a challenge. Doctors diagnosed John with Parkinson's in 2014. There's no cure. The illness does not shorten how long a patient lives, but it can greatly impact their quality of life.
It's a hard thing to hear, but at the same time, it's, the doctor assured me that it was a long-term disease.
So the couple got to work. They looked for ways to combat John's Parkinson's symptoms as the illness progressed. He relies on medicine and therapies, but also devices. He's made a toolbox of sorts so he could punch back at his symptoms. For rigidity in his torso and a softer voice, he's been taking Rock Steady classes, a national boxing program for Parkinson's patients.
You can see the proof of concept because he looks great. He's really quick on the mitts. His gait looks great.
John's most frustrating symptom, freezing gait. It's common among Parkinson's patients. He describes it as being glued to the floor.
Yeah, I was fly fishing and down this trail that I'd gone to a million times, and all of a sudden I couldn't turn around or get back on the trail. Your mind is telling you, John, this is crazy, and it's just a little log. I mean, you've gone over this log 100 times. Your mind is telling you, this is so stupid. You can do this. You've done it. And you can't. You're just stuck.
So for walking, he uses two different high-tech devices. One is a glider. The saddle-like treadmill allows him to walk with wide steps.
One of the Parkinson's symptoms is called small step, where you start shuffling. The seat lifts you up so that there's no weight on your feet. You're almost just barely touching the mat. And as you walk, it allows you to take really, really long strides.
The next one is a mobility aid that attaches to a walker or walking sticks. It's called a neck stride. It uses a green laser and makes a ticking sound.
I just concentrate, tick, tock, and each tick, tock is another step.
Wow. There's the miracle of science and technology, but then nothing beats the will to still live your best life and get through whatever. And he has
beautifully
both.
Said.
Yeah.
You said that beautifully.
Wow.
Every good wish as he continues persisting.
Amen. Amen. Wow. Don't go anywhere, anybody. Find out next how this man defeated the ultimate beer challenge and lived to tell the tale. Stay with us. Just wanted to share a few more pictures of my spring break. No. This is a pro beer drinker using a very inventive helmet. Look at this thing.
Like, where's his head?
Unreal. What is going on? I don't know how to
gosh,
describe
they're
it.
filling it up even more.
So obviously there's some kind of contraption on the inside that enables him to drink that beer from the inside
Oh my gosh.
of that thing.
I have never seen anything like this in my life. Have you?
No, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah. He's celebrating your return back on Afternoon Focus. That's what he's celebrating.
He's a good guy, dude. Good to be back. I feel good. Not as good as you.
That's right. Join us tomorrow. We're going to introduce you to an acrobat who's connecting the physical and the emotional.
Whatever the story is, the body's memory of those moments is really powerful, and it's really hard to access it just talking about it.
Wow.
Gonna be an interesting story there.
Yes.
That's our show for today, but as always, we do want to hear from you.
Please send us your ideas. Leave them for us on our Facebook page, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow, same time, same couch.